Hey everyone, welcome to Moments. This is our fourth episode. I said I wasn't going to say that and I said it again, but it's fine. I'm Deshola.
And I'm right.
And like I said, this is Moments. We're super excited to have you guys here listening with us today because our episode today is about something that unfortunately some people go through because they have stupid ass people that they're with. But hey, today's episode is about cheating. It's about infidelity. All right.
Cheater,
And I
cheater,
decided,
pumpkin eater.
yeah, for real. And pumpkin's nasty anyway, so I'm already judging you for your
That's
pumpkin.
why it's nasty.
Okay, so
Cheating is nasty.
it is. So all right, let me read what infidelity is for some of you guys who don't know. Some of you guys I don't need to read it to because you know it very well. All right, infidelity is the action or state of being unfaithful to a spouse or other sexual partner. All right, that is what that means. Mariah, what does that mean to you?
I just feel like, I mean, everyone has their own definition of cheating, right? Some people may say just interacting with an opposite sex can be cheating. Some may say just having, actual intercourse can be cheating. My definition of it is when you are giving someone else energy and feeding romantic energy into a person that's not platonic, that you shouldn't be. Because people, I mean, having sex is still cheating, but for me it's worse when you have that emotional connection with somebody because you're actually taking the time to get to know them like one-on-one, and it's like, well, what are you doing that for if you already have that? So that's just my definition of it, is when you're actually interacting with someone and it's not platonic, your intentions are something else.
Okay, all right. Mine, I don't know. I feel like I go back and forth because for me, I feel like at the end of the day, it's all wrong, but it would really get me if you like actually like had sex with the other person or like was kissing, like physically was doing
So it
something to
wouldn't
the other
get you if
person.
someone was having an emotional connection, like it would bother you, the sex would bother you more
No,
than the emotional
no,
aspect?
no. It would bother me for sure, but I don't know. I don't know. It would bother me, but I don't know if my reaction would be the same as if they were like actually with the
You
other
never
person.
been cheated on, huh, Deshola?
You
That's
know,
why. Okay.
well,
We rest my case because you
first of
over
all,
here
first of
sounding
all,
off.
look, let me tell you, she didn't even let me answer the question, and that's fine because you know what, we have a guest today. Jenn is our guest today, and Jenn is here to share her experience with
Yes.
infidelity, unfortunately. And you know what, it's funny because I didn't ask her if she was the one that did you cheating or if she got cheated on. I think she got cheated
Oh,
on,
I didn't
but
think about that.
but we will ask her, and if she feels like sharing all of it, that's cool. But Jenn, welcome to the show. Welcome, Jenn.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here.
I'm happy
Yay.
you are here. So, first question, obviously, is what is your definition of cheating?
I love this question because I actually recently decided that further on in my relationships, I want to ask whoever's in front of me what loyalty looks like to them,
Oh.
because it does vary from person to person. And I think it's really important to like lay that down and make that clear, because what is going to hurt me might not hurt my partner.
Right.
But for me, I know that the lines where they cross for me is when like you're doing anything intimate that you would be doing with me. Like you shouldn't be touching any other woman in any type of intimate way the way you touch me. You should be, even to me, like taking another woman out to dinner and paying for her dinner, that's like very inappropriate in my eyes. But to answer your question, the cheating was on me. I didn't do it. They did it to me. And both were physical. I don't know if there were situations that could have been emotional, but that's where I defined it for my partners, when it happened physically.
Okay, so you think that physical. So what if it wasn't like an emotional? Well, okay. So what if like let's say someone is like, I'm trying to think of present day, like someone's Snapchatting like dick
Well,
pics to a girl or
Snapchatting is
something.
designed to cheat. Are you
No, but
serious?
I'm just saying. I'm saying what if someone's like Snapchatting dick pics to a girl or something, but they never actually physically did anything.
Yeah, so that's like another form of intimacy. So
Yeah.
if there's any nudity being exchanged, absolutely not. I will not be sticking around.
Like you won't stay with them.
Oh, hell no.
Say it, girl. Hell no.
I've caught like text messages, and that was forgivable because I think that like as humans, like we are going to be attracted to others. We have unfinished business. I was very young when these things occurred, so I don't think I have the threshold for that anymore. But if, say, my friend is in this situation, I could see why there would be some forgiveness there.
Yeah. That's fair. Okay, that makes sense. All right, so we want to hear the story. Well, if you said there's two situations, you can choose one. You can tell us both. What happened? Uh, what was the relationship looking like before that you found out about the cheating, and how did you find out? Let's hear it.
Okay, so I have two stories. I guess I'll start with like the one that isn't so severe. We'll call him John.
John Doe.
John Doe. So I'm with John Doe. We're in this serious relationship, but we're young. We're toxic. We're fighting.
Sorry, Jen, what's young? Can you give us an age?
I was 20 at this time, and I think he was 25.
Okay.
24, 25. Around that time. Or maybe I was 21. Something like that. We were together from me being 19 to me being 22.
Okay.
Oh.
So a very like young gap, very transitional, you know, turning 21 during that time, like having a boyfriend was an interesting time period. But
also very old enough to know what you're doing. Let me clarify that.
Right.
So, okay. So keep going. Sorry.
So anyways, we had been dating for a long time, and there was things like I caught messages with his ex-girlfriend, and I was always catching things, and he was like gaslighting me, like you're a textbook narcissist, and I was very insecure. I was very threatened. We would go out together, and my anxiety would be through the roof. So here we are. We're like a year and some months into our relationship. And there's like one day he had slept over. We get up in the morning. I go to work, and I get off work and I have a text message. And he's like, "Hey, do you mind if I go to California? Like, we want to go see this DJ." And I'm like, "You were literally with me this morning. I highly doubt within this 3-hour window, like, you were invited." Turns into this whole fight. And he's like, "You can't tell me what to do. Whatever." Hard Summer Music Festival comes up, and he's like, "I'm going, and you can't stop me." So I'm like, "Oh, shit. Okay, well, I can't stop you. Let me try to manipulate the situation and get on your good side and put you in a headspace where you're going to be thinking about me while you're there." So this was back when like GoPros were like a thing. I gave him my GoPro. I gave him like stuff to wear, like my fanny pack, all this stuff. And I'm like, "Go, babe, have your fun." I see him and his friend like get in the car before they leave. And I'm like, "Yeah, you boys enjoy yourself." Like trying to be like, "Oh, I can trust you." Try to be like the chill girlfriend, which I'm so not a chill girlfriend. But, and so he was texting me until about like 3 p.m. and then he ghosted. And I'm just like, this is suspicious. And need to remind you, like, we had done everything together before that. And so basically I'm hanging out in my living room, and I'm imagining like him on ecstasy and the crowd with a girl, and they're dancing, and I'm like creating the scenario in my head. I shit you not, I do not hear from John for 2 weeks.
Wait. Stop.
Wait, hold on. Ski skirt. So he went to California, and it was supposed to be a short trip, and you don't hear from him from 2 weeks after he stopped texting you that one day at 3 p.m. And this is your boyfriend, not somebody you dating.
We had been like committed. Like I spend so much time with his family.
Okay, keep going, please.
Public on Instagram, like very known we're in a committed relationship.
Okay.
So 2 weeks go by. I hear from him, and I like can't eat, full anxiety. And I hear from him, and he's like, "Can we talk?" And I'm like,
"What?
Yes,
hell, motherfucking no."
Yeah. And so this is where I'm a dumbass and young. But so I meet up with him, and he like gives me this bullshit story and was like, I was really stressed out about us. I didn't know what to do. And I got really sick at the festival. So I like had to ditch my group and get another ride home. All these lies. And I'm like, tell me right now if something happened. And he was like, nothing happened. I love you. I want to be with you. So for months, I keep getting this feeling. And like, I will never forget. We're laying in my bed. He's looking in my eyes. And I'm like, did something happen at Hard Summer? And he looks me in my eyes and goes, I love you. I would never do that to you. So 3 months go by. We're at another music festival together. And the friend that he went with, I see him. It's like the last night of the festival. He had done some shady shit and disappeared the night before. I see the best friend on the dance floor, and I go over to him, and I'm like, I almost said his name. Ricky, whatever. Tell me what happened at Hard Summer. And he goes, let me rewind a second. There was 2 nights before, I was like, oh, if I were to go ask Ricky right now what happened at Hard Summer, what would he say?
Ricky's John Doe's friend, right?
Yes.
Okay, copy.
And so he's like, oh, nothing, you can ask him. And I was like, okay. So I just like let the weekend go on. So it's the end of the weekend. I go over to him and I'm like, tell me what happened. He's like, okay, let's go for a walk.
Oh, a walk though.
And so he basically tells me like that he lied to this girl and told her that like he didn't have a girlfriend. They made out, and then someone on the dance floor approached her and said that guy has a girlfriend. So she kind of went off on him. They separated. I can't even let him finish his story. I have a beer in my hand. I go over to the group that he's sitting in. They're like sitting in a circle, and I start like throwing beer at him. And I'm like, you fucking liar, you fucking cheater.
Oh my God.
I know, that's why.
Yeah, and then I ran off and went to another set. All night long, he's like trying to grab me, like getting physical with me. And it's like, I fucking hate you. You ruined my life. And people.
He said that to you?
Yeah, and people had to be like, get off of her. So the weekend's over, and I don't remember what was going on in the group message, but one of his friends that were there said like, oh, John said he didn't do anything, and I believe him. And I'm just like, okay, whatever. I end up getting home, and I find the girl on Instagram, and I message her, and I'm like,
ooh, private eye, Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah, so I'm like, hey, girl, did you meet John Doe at Hard Summer in August? And she was like, hey, girl, yes, I did, and I think you should know we did make out, but as soon as I found out he had a girlfriend, I ditched him, but I do think you should know that I saw him like getting handsy with other girls after that. So yeah, so I sent a screenshot of that in the group message, and I'm pretty sure everyone started leaving the group message. Like,
oh my God,
everyone's like, we don't want to deal with your shit. Like, goodbye, you two, basically.
Girl, see, the one silver lining in that is that the girl that he interacted with, she has some self-worth and self-respect for herself when she found out he had a girlfriend, because a lot of women, especially where I'm at and I'm in Atlanta, Georgia, these bitches don't care. Like, they could be like, I have a girlfriend. They're like, okay, what does that have to do with me? So it's a good thing that she like walked away, and didn't interact anymore. But like, I knew this episode was going to give me anxiety because I hate cheating. Like, it literally, let's just say, if you didn't go to prison for doing shit, a bitch would be doing shit. Like, I just hate cheaters. It's like the worst thing ever. But I'm glad that she like told you and was like, yo, like, I left. And it also verified with what Ricky said, that she pretty much left. But that is like, I can like imagine like your heart was probably racing, your blood was boiling, like
you
you're
threw
like
a fucking beer on
you're
him.
like shaking where you can't even fucking probably like text or whatever. Like it's, girl, I feel you.
My adrenaline was through the roof. I feel like it's through the roof right now, and that story was so long ago.
Right.
Because all of his bros like backed him up on it 100%.
I mean, as they should, though. I hate to say that, I'm not a cheater, but if I cheat, my motherfucking friends better act like I'm not cheating, or it's I'm beating somebody's ass.
Well, no.
So
Here's the thing. Though, how I feel about that. Don't if you doing shit, don't put me in it because I'm not lying for nobody in the sense of like I'm not about to say anything, but I'm not gonna. This is the thing. I'm not gonna. I'm the one that won't say anything, but I'm not gonna be like, oh no, he was he was here. No, I'm not doing that because I'm not a good liar. So I'd have your shit all fucked up. You know what I mean? I'm serious. I'm
this
not a
surely
good
will make it
liar.
worse.
Like,
I,
I've come to a point where I'm like, I don't want to be involved. I know
yeah,
nothing.
Right.
That can
yeah,
either help
right.
my girl or it could screw her over. I don't know.
But that's not my issue. Exactly right.
I
Like no,
leave me
no.
out of
Okay.
it.
True. I get what you guys are saying, but I'm very like luckily, like I said, I'm not a cheater regardless, but like how loyalty is, like your friends are loyal to you. So if one of my friends came to me and was like, were you with her? And she's telling me to tell him, you think I'm gonna tell this dude that I don't even know? Like, no, I wasn't with her. She's lying to you. Somebody that I've known for like 10 plus years. But that's just me. Like everybody has their opinion, the way they look at it, Because like, for example, I don't expect my man's friends to sit up here and tell me that my man's cheating. Like
Yeah.
it's his friend. Like why would I
just
expect that?
wouldn't have defended him at all. Like, just don't say anything.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly. Exactly. That's how I feel about it. Because like
Yeah.
I'm not gonna sit there and be like, oh no, he would never cheat. You didn't know, like, because I'm not a liar. I'm not about to be
Yeah,
sitting there
don't put
lying like
20
that.
on 10. I'm saying don't
You
put
know,
20 on 10, but like
you could just not say anything. You could
yeah.
like you like man, I don't know, but I'm sorry. And even that will have me over here, like And then sometimes, let's be honest, sometimes you're friends with them too. Sometimes you're really it's like you could have known the girl, the guy before you knew that person. So then they put you in a
True.
situation. You know
Well,
what I mean?
sometimes people though, my experience has happened to me twice that a man will tell you that his friend's cheating because he really wants you. And to me, would you have told
That's
me he was
fucked up.
cheating if you didn't want me? So
And
that is fucked up. He wanted you,
his
right?
friend has like slid in before.
See, so it's like
That
a guy
is
will tell all if he wants you. Like I've had that happen to me twice, where it's like, well, you won't mess with me, but he not even being faithful to you. Then he starts pulling out receipts, and
what?
it's like,
Yes.
damn, would you have even told me if you? We call it, the Urban Dictionary. It's called backdoor. And when you want a backdoor, come through the back door to get the friend.
Oh.
So that happens where a dude will tell you, but he's only telling you because he wants you. And it's like they take that risk. They take that risk thinking that you may mess with them. And then they be mad that they told you. Because guess what? I don't want your ass still, but thank you for the information, motherfucker.
Yeah.
That's fucked up. That shows that they obviously weren't a real friend. I would never do some shit like that.
Yeah.
But some people are grimy. So okay, Jen, I have a couple questions though, and I want to hear. And apparently, this was the one that wasn't that bad. So we got to hear the next one.
Oh,
But because
gosh.
this motherfucker left for 2 weeks, I don't understand that. How does he leave for 2 weeks and then you say he comes back and you're like, oh, okay, like what? How did that? Like I don't understand. Like, did you freak out on him? Like, where the fuck were you at? Or like I don't understand.
I don't even know. Like, I feel like I was like more upset, like sad, and like cried, and like my my anxiety was so out of control that I think that I just wanted to like subside that feeling.
Right.
Did you think that something happened to him?
I didn't have any confirmation. So, like, do I think he got
Like, did
hurt?
you think he like died or something? Because it was, I mean, 2 weeks is a long 2 weeks. Like, if someone was not, if your fucking boyfriend is not talking to you for 2 days, that or a day, that's like, well, what the fuck happened? 2 weeks. 2 weeks is like, wait a minute. You know what I mean? Like,
You
his
probably
friends
weren't
didn't
able
say
to
anything.
sleep.
Like,
Yeah, I think that I got like one text out of him, and I think that I was like, please just let me know that you're safe. And I think he just said like, yeah, I'm going to bed or something like that.
oh, fuck the fuck off. Anyways, that don't even make any sense.
Wait,
That's
so
crazy.
did you have any of his friends like contact their social media? Did you reach out to the friends? Like, where the fuck is this motherfucker at?
I don't think so, because I think that I had already been in so many situations with him in that relationship where I was contacting him, like, where is he? Like, do you know if he's okay? Is he with you? And I think that at that point of the relationship, everyone was like so sick of us.
Oh, right.
Gotcha.
And
So
they probably
you guys
knew
were
too.
that couple.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
were
Okay. Okay.
Toxic.
I love that you can own it though. I love that you own it. You're like, yeah, that's what
Well,
it
I'm
was.
just so not that girl anymore. I was
Right.
such a mess. I had, I was very wounded. Like, I was carrying around trauma with me, and so was he. And that's why I talked to him.
Mm-hmm.
This was someone from UNLV, right?
No, actually, he went to school in Arizona, but
Arizona,
he
okay.
had moved back to Vegas.
Okay, because you went to UNLV also,
Yeah,
correct?
I was going to UNLV at this time.
Yeah, so we all were at school at the same time and didn't. Well, I knew she was there, but yeah, but all right, okay. I want to hear the next story because if that one was mild, the next one I'm like, what happened with the next one? So who's the next guy gonna be named?
Let's go with Jim
Okay.
Smith.
Oh, you like the J's?
Jim Smith.
Oh, let's go with Tyler.
Tyler. Okay.
Tyler. Everyone knows a Tyler.
Right.
Okay.
I know a couple Tylers actually.
Everyone's had this type of Tyler in their life, I swear.
Oh gosh, I'm scared.
If not, then I'm living a fucked up life.
Is his name really Tyler?
No, Deshola.
Well, no, because we know some people, like mutual people named Tyler. And I was like, wait, who was it? All right, let's go.
Yeah. I can tell you like off recording.
I got you.
Like you'll be able to kind of have an idea of who this person is.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so this person was a rebound from the relationship that I just told you about. And so
I'm glad you can admit that. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah, I kind of got myself into like the same type of thing because it was like familiar and I was trying to move on. But yeah, we had only dated for about 4 months and he did the whole like, oh, like I'm ready for marriage. I want babies, all this. And I feel like me as a woman, that's music to my ears. I'm like, wife me up, get me pregnant, yada, yada, yada. And in our whole relationship, he had like issues with alcoholism. So I thought that was like the issue. And I was like, I can't stick around.
Did you know this in the beginning that he had suffered from alcoholism?
So he actually had a heroin addiction.
Oh, God, girl. Woo! It's getting deeper and deeper.
So, but he had recovered from that. So he's had all of this praise from overcoming that addiction.
I know who this is. Oh my God. I used to work with him. Keep going.
Oh, really?
Wait, if this is who I think it is,
probably.
B?
No.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Keep going. I thought it was, you know who I'm talking about, B. Sorry, keep going. Go.
Okay. So, anyway, yeah. So we were together and there was one night he had like a dinner he was invited to be asked to be a groomsman. Okay. And so I knew he was getting together with like his close guy friends. He worked a lot, so I didn't really know what to expect when he goes out with his boys. So I just went to the movies and with a friend and enjoyed my night. And as I'm getting out of the movie, I have some missed calls from him. And I answer the call, and he's like, guess where I'm walking into? And I'm like, where? And he's like, Crazy Horse 3. And it's funny because a week before, we had a discussion on strip clubs. And, you know, we were only together for a few months, so we're still getting to know each other. So we had this discussion on how he felt about strip clubs. And he was like, oh, they're such a waste of money. Like, if I go there, I'm there to watch a football game or something stupid. Who knows? So anyways, he tells me he goes to Crazy Horse, and he's like, are you coming? And I was like, do you want me to come? And he was like, yeah, just get here. I'm like, I love me a strip club. So
okay.
If you'll be a club, come, don't play because I will come. And I'm not trying to impose my boys' night.
Right.
And he was like, either come or don't because I'm leaving soon. And I look it up on my maps. I'm like, I'm 10 minutes away. I'll be there soon. I get there in 10 minutes. And for some reason at this club, women can't just enter. They have to be escorted by men. What? And I'm trying to call him, and he's not answering. And then all of a sudden, I have a missed call from him. So basically, our calls are like intercepting. And I'm just like, look, my boyfriend is calling me. He's in there. I'm a local. I don't think I can get a hold of him. It must be the service. Can you please let me in? And they're like, yeah, it's fine. Go find him. Whatever. So then I see I have a missed voicemail from him. So I'm like, oh, he's trying to get a hold of me. And I'm walking around the strip club, and I see 4 of those, like, swivel chairs. and I see 3 guys who are his 3 best friends, all with strippers on their laps. One is engaged, one is moving in with his girlfriend, and one just got married. So I expected him to be sitting with them, and I go over there trying to like be funny, and I'm like, well, and all their faces are like, why are you here? And I'm like, Tyler invited me. Where is he? And they're like, oh, he went to the bathroom. So I'm sitting there, and it's so awkward because they're all have these girls on them. So I'm like, I'm gonna go to the bar. I'm gonna get a drink. By the time I get a drink and I turn around, they're gone. And the bar was not far at all. Like, if I would have just, like, turned my head back, I would have seen where they went. But they were gone. I see this dancer, and I'm like, hey, like, did you see where all of these guys went? And her response is, oh, babe, they all went to VIP.
A private room. I knew it.
So I'm like, okay. Still can't get a hold of him. I'm doing laps around the strip club. Can't find him. I'm, like, so upset. I get that gut feeling again, and all night long, I can't get a hold of him. I send him a text saying, you invited me to the strip club to make a fool out of me, and then I blocked him, and of course, like, the next couple of days, I'm getting phone calls from his roommate's phone. He's writing me on Facebook, whatever. He denies that anything happened, so I'm like, okay, I don't know. We'll talk. We'll see. Whatever. We get dinner one night. And he posted a picture. And there was like a girl who kept commenting on his pictures. Things that like a friend doesn't comment. Like it was like.
Social media, get your ass caught the fuck up.
Yeah. And I was
Wait, you said it was like what? Can you say it
she
one more
would
time?
say like, so handsome, babe. Or something.
Oh, okay.
So I asked him, and I was like, who is this girl? And he was like, oh, she's just an old coworker that, like, I used to go.
Fuck on.
Like, yeah, we would go to concerts and stuff. And I'm like, you don't just take a coworker to a concert. But okay. And
some people do.
So a few weeks go, I feel like more in a group setting.
That's fair.
It's like, oh, the team is going out. We're having an outing. You know what I mean? But, you know, at this point, I just was like, okay, I'll believe you for what you say. Another day goes by, and he's like, oh, can you grab my phone for me? And when you get a dude's phone in your hand, you're like, shit. Like, do I look? So I look at his phone, and he has a 10 a.m. missed call from a, what could I say her name is? Jessica Baby.
Okay.
It says Jessica Baby. And I'm like, who's Jessica Baby? He's like, oh, that's that coworker. I just never changed her name. I'm like, why is she calling you at 10 o'clock in the morning? And he just is like, I don't know. She always wants to hang out and blah, 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 blah. So I'm just like, okay, like, the trust has really been broken since Crazy Horse, and I just have these feelings, so you can't blame me for asking. And he's like, oh, no, you have nothing to worry about. Whatever, a month later goes on, his alcoholism is, like, too much to bear with. We break up, and we stop talking. And so maybe a month later, one of my coworkers had also worked with him at his other job. And he was like, oh, Tyler was asking about you and asking, like, if I ever talk about it. He was like, does Jenn ever talk about me, type of thing. And then I was just like, oh, I wonder why he's asking me that. That's so random.
What did Tyler do? I'm over here like, okay, I'm getting nervous. I'm like, okay, what did Tyler do? How did you find out?
And you guys are broken up by this time, right?
Yeah, so it's been like a month. And he goes, oh, yeah, like, he keeps mentioning some girl that he's been hooking up with for a really long time, so I thought it was you. And I'm like, no, we haven't been together for a month. And he was like, oh, yeah, like, this girl, like, he went and saw her last Wednesday, and he's like, I've been hearing about her for months. So I'm like, this doesn't add up. I'm, like, drunk one night, and I heard, like, there were some other things I heard about that we had issues with in our relationship, and I texted him, and I'm like, did you do this? did you cheat? Tell me yes or no. And he's like, no, what are you talking about? And then I'm just like, I don't respond to him because I'm like, why am I texting you?
Right. It's over.
Yeah, it's over. So literally, so we broke up in September. This is in October. I move on with my life. It's November goes by. My birthday was in November. He didn't observe my birthday. Didn't say happy birthday.
Okay, sorry, before you say that, I wanted to say, I know that you're a Scorpio, huh? Yes, and I was gonna wait because, girl, everything that you're saying, we always like try to see the good in people, and I was like, she's either a Scorpio or a Cancer. Ooh, just had to say that. Keep going. I'm a Scorpio, yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, girl. Scorpio's in the house.
And he's a Sagittarius, so...
Oh, girl, that's the worst.
The worst. And so, anyway, so December comes along, it's his birthday, and I have him blocked. And all of a sudden, I'm walking into work, and a girlfriend sends me a screenshot of a post that he reposted for his birthday, and it's him and a girl at dinner. And she's like, happy 30th birthday, babe. And I'm like, girl, did you have to do that right now? I literally just clocked in for work.
Right.
And she's like, yeah, I'm sorry. So, like, I start getting curious. So I go and look at this girl's Instagram. And I'm, like, going through it, and I see that a hostess I work with is like this with her, like best friends. And so I go into work one night, and I'm like, hey, so you know that, like, alcoholic boyfriend I told you about? And she was like, yeah. I'm like, I think he may have cheated on me. And she was like, oh my gosh, is it Tyler? And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, oh yeah, he for sure cheated on you, like a lot. And I'm like, arcade, jeez. And she was like, I'm not friends with that girl anymore, but I have proof. And she started going through
bring out the receipts, sis.
And that strip club thing happened at the end of July, and she was like, oh, this is a picture of her in his living room on 4th of July. And I look at him like, yep, that's his place. And I definitely was in San Diego.
Oh.
So that's great. And he told me he was at work. And then, so another day, so I'm on Instagram, and his roommate posts with this dog. And he's like, oh, Luna, whatever, and like tags the girl. And I'm like, wait a damn minute. One night when we got home from dinner, we get to his apartment, and I hear a dog in his room with the door shut.
No, he fucking did not.
And I'm like, oh my gosh, why is this dog locked in here? Who is this? And he's like, oh, that's my aunt's dog. I'm just like watching her for the night.
Oh my god.
We're playing with this dog, and we're having sex with this dog in the apartment.
Wait, okay, I was like, hold on. I said, you need to.
The dog.
No, yeah, the dog's in the apartment, Deshola. Okay.
She said we having sex with this dog. I'm like, okay, hold the fuck on. We have other problems now.
Okay. So yeah, I found out that was that girl's dog. She was basically living with him, and that makes sense why I didn't really ever sleep over there. He always was like, I work late, I work early.
He was living a double life.
So, okay. So the story is he was cheating on you with this girl, or he was cheating on the girl with you. Were you the other woman, or was she the other woman? Which one was the other woman?
So I clarified this with the mutual friend, and the mutual friend was like, oh yeah, we always felt bad for Tyler because Jessica is fucking every old man in Los Angeles. Like, she's always hooking up with somebody, and we always felt bad for him. But here he is having a whole other relationship.
Damn.
So he was with her first.
Yeah, so he had told me about her before, and he said that they had like a year and a half of on and off, and he said that they stopped like 6 months prior to us dating. So I thought she was just old news.
She said this pussy ain't for free. The fuck?
Exactly. That's what I was about to say. She said, I got to finance this life. Okay.
Right.
You have a nice car?
Yeah, I got super freaked out, and I was like, to this day, I'm like, I will never have sex with someone unprotected again. because who knows what they're
Ooh,
fucking
I know
around.
that. Yes, girl. Yes.
I need to see some test results, and I'm
Period.
gonna need some commitment out of you, like,
Mm-hmm.
or else we're keeping that thing wrapped.
So my question to you, Jen, is you've had those two cheating experiences, and this show Moments is supposed to be about like what these moments in life have like done to you and or taught you. So like after your two experiences, what do you feel you've learned from cheating and or how has it changed the way you look at dating?
Well, I do want to add to the story.
Oh,
I
yes.
feel very proud of myself because it took me
Yes.
days to decide. I wanted to say something to him so bad, and I said
Mm-hmm.
nothing. I have no
Good.
idea to this day if he knows that I know.
Oh.
Because it's irrelevant. When you're done, you look forward, you don't look in the past. It's irrelevant
Yeah,
and it's his loss, not yours. It essentially, I feel like people who like cheat and have to like do things like that, they it's like 50-50 because people obviously cheat because they're having to look elsewhere for something, or the other 50% I feel like is to feed their own insecurities and their ego. So it's never you, it's always a person. We always want to, when we're younger, blame ourselves, like, well, what could I've done better, what did I do wrong? And it has nothing to do with you, it's always that person. So
that literally gives me chills. You took the words out of my mouth because that's my biggest takeaway is that when somebody steps out of their relationship, it has nothing to do with the
nothing.
person in front of them.
Mm-hmm.
This has nothing to do with me, and that is, like I said, a very, very wounded person.
Mm-hmm.
He clearly has like addiction battles. I have gathered information with his friends that like we think like they think that he battles like with his sexuality and I think he battles with
Mm-hmm.
who he is inside. He doesn't think
Mm-hmm.
his family that he comes from is very like macho and like has no respect for women. And from this day on, I have to be with a man who has a feminist like mindset.
Right, right,
Mm.
I
right,
need you to
right.
see women as people and value me as a person and my experience in
As
this
a
life
human, shit.
rather than just this woman that you're attracted to.
Right. Yeah, and as your equal too, because men want to think that, we're below them, and it's that's when they have shit fucked up. But yeah, I think that's really great that you've, kind of found like this newfound strength, and your worth, and it's something that you won't go through again. And while we're in those times where we're being cheated on, and as much as it hurts, you have to go through those experiences so you know what you will and what you will not tolerate again. And how you said in the beginning that you now ask somebody, what's your definition of cheating, or what's this, what's that, to get in someone's kind of head, because everybody has their own definition of things. So I think that's
Yes.
that's amazing that you've
It's
you've
totally
realized that you found the silver lining.
yeah, it's totally a matter of like seeing where you align with that person and catching on like the red flags way before it even gets to this point. Because
Right.
now I don't even sit across from someone at a whole dinner if I think that that's the type of person that they're gonna be.
Right. And like you said, getting the red flags, but being that you're a Scorpio, which is the best zodiac sign out there, you give everyone the benefit of the doubt, and you try to see the good in people, even if they do things wrong throughout the process. You try to say, you know what, people can change, people make mistakes, but you got to put your foot the fuck down. And it, seems like you have, and that's beautiful. I love that.
Yeah, maybe like a little less than a year later, I started dating somebody who he had a past was had been cheated on, and he tried to ask me about my experience, and he goes, "So you said your ex had cheated on you? He's like, why do you think that is? Like, what did you do?" And I felt like the blame was put on me in that moment, and to me, that was a person who hasn't healed from their own experience from cheating, and that they don't see it as that it's not your fault. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, he
I thought,
obviously thought that it was his fault why his
yeah,
ex cheated on him.
yeah. I'm like, how dare you, like, put the blame on me and assume that that happened to me because I did something, because I felt short somewhere, because that's
Mm-hmm.
not what the case is at all.
Mm.
But at the same time, I've never cheated on someone, so I don't really understand what the mindset is like of a cheater.
That makes sense. Wow. Well, Jen, I actually learned that. I'm like listening to it, and I was like, that was actually good. I like that. I like some of the stuff that a lot of the stuff that you said, especially in the beginning, saying like you need to, like you're gonna ask people what they consider cheating and what their boundaries are when you first meet them, just in
Well,
case. So you're like, if I can deal with this, I can. If I can't, I can't.
yeah, well, also for me, like, I think that, like, those lines should be hard drawn in the sand at least while we're getting to know each other. At least the first year or two before we can start opening up to other people and involving others, we need to create a foundation of what's going on here first. And then we can revisit this later down the line because I honestly haven't been with somebody long enough to be open to anything that's like a little more fluid, as you would say. But I feel like, if you're someone with somebody for like 10 years, maybe you could be open to other things or want that like tension in some sort of way.
You mean like open relationship?
It could be anything, just for instance, like I could say, hey, I, when we first started dating, I didn't like you, like having girls with you at the bar and dancing with them, but we've been together for a long time. I trust you, and I kind of think it would be hot to see like a girl dancing on you or something. That could be something that could consist way later down the road, but in the beginning of the relationship, we need to focus on what's going on here and build those blocks before
Right.
we can
Those
be,
boundaries.
yeah, and really build trust and get to know one another because when I don't know you that well, I don't know what's going through your mind and what your intentions
Right.
are with other people.
Right. No, I
Because
agree. Yeah, that's
you like
um
texting your like
mhm.
other girl coworkers could be normal for you and you know what your intentions are, but I'm on the outside. I don't know. I don't
Yes,
know what's going through
girl.
your head. So that's not going to look good for me. But if I know you and in 3 years from now, and I know that you are loyal and I feel secure and safe with you, then that could change.
Right. No, it's true. I was telling like my significant other, for example, like with, I mean, this is like, hear me out, you guys. So, like my dad and I, like we always go back and forth. We're always like getting into it. And my boyfriend was asking me, why don't you express to your dad? Like, why don't you be blowing your dad up or going back and forth with your dad? I said, because I know where I stand with my dad. So I know no matter what I say to him, no matter what he says to me, he's always going to love me like regardless, even though that's a completely different love than a significant other. But goes, piggyback off what you're saying. Once you know a person and where you stand and you're really like, concrete in their life and where your relationship is solidified, you don't have to worry or have those questions. So that is what it's really about. It like takes time. Now, on the whole, I could never, like, I always think like the threesome things like cool in the beginning, but then once I love you, like that's out. Because I don't want you to ever think because I let you have a threesome one time that you could do it again, because then we gonna have a motherfucking problem. So we're not even gonna start that. Like
That's what
we're
I
not
was
even gonna
about to
start
say.
that.
Don't even introduce it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so don't even introduce it because, and then, they say, oh, I wouldn't, I wouldn't do that, blah, 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 because it would only be, nah, motherfucker. I let you do it once, so why would it be an issue again? And you're going to try to piggyback off, well, you let me do it before. So, hell nah, we not
It's
even
a
open that door.
huge gateway, like a whole can of worms. And
Right.
I just
Mm-hmm.
haven't been in a position with anybody that I have felt secure in that. So I'll cross
Mm-hmm.
that bridge when I get there. And when I'm
Right.
with a confident, secure man and our love is strong, then we can entertain these ideas and circle back
Right.
to it. But we got to focus on what's going on here first.
Right. I love that. Yeah, I love that. It's all about um making your partner feel secure, and sometimes the significant other feels like you should already be secure on your own, but it's like people come from wounds and scars from previous and past relationships, and people always want to look at insecurities as a negative thing, and I feel like it's not a negative thing. This person already went through something and they're vulnerable enough to express it to you. So I just feel like when people try to flip it, um when they try to flip it and be like, well, that's on you, then you know what, then have it be on me, and let me be with somebody else who will be patient with me and understand, because we all come from things, we all come from a past, and it's one of those things that the insecurities come from somewhere. Something happened, something took place for it to be there. We didn't just wake up and be like, oh yeah, no, something happened and occurred. So yes, girl, you're saying a lot of facts here today.
Well, also goes back to us saying like our everyone's definition of loyalty may look different. So what bothers you might not bother me, and vice versa. And that's where communication is just so crucial, because why would you ever want to put your partner's feelings at risk? It's just so not worth it.
No, it isn't. But people don't think about that. And men lack communication. I'm starting to realize all men just don't know how to fucking communicate. I don't get it. But and also it starts
all
from
guys don't know how to communicate.
Okay, majority. Okay. Majority. But I think it just comes from
too specific, like women, people in general.
Yeah, people in general.
Thank you,
yeah.
Jen. Thank you, Jen. Exactly.
Okay, Deshola.
Jen,
okay.
Jen, I like
my
your
female friends have no problem
mindset.
communicating.
I could blame men for so many things. I could write you a laundry list of the things that men lack that women are superior at, but we also have to take responsibility as all genders of humankind.
Right.
We all lack in. And
communication.
I think that mental health is, luckily in our day and age, is being, the light is being shed on it, and we're finally getting the tools. Because if I look at my parents and my friends' parents, I'm like, y'all are damaged.
No, literally. No, seriously. It's like, it's a different, I feel like the cycle that's coming around for us, because, everything comes in like cycles, and how things return, like music, clothes and stuff. I feel like, it's coming, we're moving forward to where people are tired of, Black people getting killed, and people are, noticing it more. People are tired of us fighting and shit over dumb shit, that doesn't even have to do with race, making fun of someone because they're fat or they're skinny or you're white or you're Black. Like, it's one of those things, we're coming to a time where we're getting tired and sick of it, and our generation is starting to open our eyes, even with parents who may be racist or prejudiced. So it's like, it's that cycle is coming, I feel like, for positivity. And I feel hopeful about it, but yeah,
it's a movement right now, and it's beautiful.
Yeah, 100%, because people are tired.
The movement is painful, and there's ugly parts of it, but the goal is beautiful.
Yeah, it has to get ugly. It always is going to get worse before it gets better, like real worse before it gets better. So, but it seems like just from this, you've grown so much, and you're not allowing the cheating that you went through to like break you down and be like, fuck all men, I'm done. Like, so that's good.
I was like that for a while, but honestly, these men, like, I feel really bad for them, looking back at them and the choices that they made. And I have no idea what they're up to today. I just really wish them peace, so that they're not hurting others and not hurt themselves. And I hope that they can get to a place where they feel whole and at peace with themselves, so that everyone that they surround themselves with can rejoice with them. You know what I mean?
No, that's beautiful.
You know what? So since you do sound like you're in a better place, what advice would you have to end it all? What advice would you have to people who have either been cheated on, or even the people who have been the cheaters? Because you've had experience with both. Obviously, you're the one that's been cheated on. You've had experience with the liars who have cheated. So
I would say, like, there's no rush for anything, right? So take a step back, remove yourself from the situation, and rationalize and breathe for a moment and reflect on what's going on in that situation. Because I think that it's really easy to be in this hurt place and want that feeling to go away. And usually the people who hurt us are the ones that we want that comfort from. And I feel like, that first boyfriend, I went back to him after he cheated. And it's because I didn't have the strength, and I didn't know my own value to keep moving. And I'm so glad with how I handled the second situation. Like, I just was like, I'm not even going to entertain this. I'm glad I know this information so that I can really just put that to rest. And so, but I think that people just have to go through what they're going to go through to learn their own ways of their journey. There's no one way, and people respond differently. So I think that the biggest thing I could say is just take a step back and sit with those feelings for a moment before acting on anything. Don't go throwing beer on people and making yourself look like a fool. You want to look like a lady.
Right. No, it's hard to when your emotions are involved, but that's definitely like good advice. And I think just when you're young and growing and try to figure things out, it's gonna happen, you know.
So
and for the cheaters, if you feel the need to step out of your relationship, you also need to like take a step back and ask yourself the tough questions of why am I doing this and why can't I just be alone instead of bringing people up my problems.
There you go. And can I say one thing too? I think if you are the cheater, talk to your partner. You know what I mean? Like, and even though like that conversation would be weird, talk to your partner and tell them how you're feeling. Be like, look, I think that I'm not saying that I'm gonna cheat on you, but I'm starting to feel a certain kind of way, and I want us to work through this. Like whether it's whether you feel whatever reason you want to cheat, like talk to them about it. Because if you feel like you're about to do it, text them like, hey, I'm going through something right now, and let me talk to you. Like, you know what I mean? I think that could help.
That's part of communication, though. Remember, we said people have troubles communicating. Yeah. So that in a perfect world, that'd be somebody communicating that, but people have a tough time communicating, and they don't know how to express how they feel, so they just act on what they feel is right.
Or what they feel as though is wrong, but they feel like they can't control. I don't know.
Right.
So, well, Jen, that was a good episode. Thank you, Jen.
Right. Thank you so much, Jen, for sharing your story, girl. We love it.
Crazy enough for you guys. I think that I have to get like crazy in order for me it to be like clear to me, or else I'm just like everything's fine.
Right.
No,
right.
Well, we appreciate it. Thank you so much, Jen.
Thank you.
You said what?
I had so much fun.
Oh, thank you. We had fun listening too. So thank you, Jen, and hope you have a beautiful day.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
Wow, so that was crazy. There's those two different experiences that she had, which were both wild, and both parties chose to continue to lie when she gave them ample, opportunities to say what really the deal was. But I think it's dope how she went through those things and now is like knowing her worth. You kind of have to go through stuff like that to know, because if it's something that was so minuscule, she probably would have kept going through it. So it's it's a good thing that you have to go through things so severe to be like, hell no, I am not dealing with this bullshit moving forward.
No, she really sounds like she really internalized everything. You know what I mean? Like really thought about it and like really learned from it. I was listening to her. I said, okay, Jen, I know you had all these gems to say. Like,
right,
for real. So I think that was really good. And at the end of the day, if you've been cheated on, and or if you are a cheater, you're going through a lot of shit, okay? Or you've been through some stuff. I'm just saying it's true. And I hope that you're able to move past it in one way or another, especially if you are the cheater, all right? Because if you're the cheater, know how you're going to make people feel. You know what I mean? Don't hurting people is not something you want to do.
Hurt people though. Not trying to, make an excuse. But it's a fact though.
I don't care. It's not a fact.
Excuse. But Dishla, you're not hurt.
It doesn't matter. It's not an excuse.
No, okay.
You can't hurt. I'm saying
we could have another episode about this because he has a whole different. He's not hurt. He's not negative. He's very optimistic, and he looks at life completely different than majority of America, and so he can't really say. And I only say that because I know him very well. But hurt people, and it's not an excuse. But until you're a hurt person who is misery loves company, you know what they say. So until you're a person like that, you're not going to understand it. And I only say that because I was there at one point. You want to bring everybody down to your level because you're trying to get out of your level, which is like quicksand essentially. So now I just don't want you to speak for those who are hurt. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not in that realm.
I'm not speaking for them. I'm saying it's not.
You said it's no excuse though. That is speaking from them.
No. I'm not speaking for them. I'm saying it is not an excuse at the end of the day. Yes, hurt people. I know that phrase and I believe that. But I'm saying it does not excuse what they did or what they do. That's what I'm saying. Just because they're hurt doesn't mean they can do whatever they want to do.
Yeah. Okay.
And if they do, then they have to suffer the consequences. You know what I mean? So anyways, you guys, that was our episode on infidelities, on cheating. Hopefully you don't ever have to deal with it. But if so, you can now come listen to our episode about it. So hope you guys have a wonderful day. I'm Dayshola once again. Check me out on Instagram, DAYSHOLA_B.
And I'm Call Me Rye, and my Instagram handle is CALLMERYY. Thank you so much for listening, y'all.
Thank you. See you next week.